What if the story of creation isn't really about how the world began, but about how you're supposed to see it once it's already here? Not as something random, but as something arranged. Welcome to Nerdjacker's Vault. Today we're stepping into On the Creation by Philo of Alexandria, a text that quietly reshapes how everything fits together. It begins with a contrast. Some speak directly, others hide meaning behind myth. But Moses, Philo says, does something different. He begins with a world, and that choice is more significant than meets the eye. Because if you start with the world, then everything that follows, law, behavior, meaning, has to fit inside it. Law is no longer imposed. It reflects what is already there. So obedience stops looking like submission. It starts to look like alignment. Living according to the law becomes living in step with reality itself. And that only works if the world is not accidental. So Philo rejects the idea that the world simply exists on its own. Because if it did, something disappears. Intention, care. A creator changes everything. It means the world is shaped, not abandoned. And that leads to a different way of thinking. Everything that exists requires two things: something that receives form and something that gives it. The passive waits, the active shapes. And that active force is intellect. Not human intellect, but something beyond it. Pure, unmixed, the source of order itself. Through it, chaos becomes structure. Then the idea deepens. Before this visible world existed, there was another one. Not physical, but complete, a kind of blueprint. Like an architect who designs a city before anything is built, the physical world follows that design, which means what you see is not the original, it is a reflection, and that changes how you look at everything, because it suggests that what appears is never the complete picture. There is always something behind it. Even time follows this pattern. There was no time before the creation of universe. So the beginning is not a moment in time, it is a kind of order. Then come the 6 days, not as duration, as structure. God does not need time. The sequence exists so the mind can follow, so that complexity can be arranged. Even the number matters. 6 is complete, balanced, everything fits. The first stage isn't called first, it's called one, a foundation. And in that moment, something essential appears. Light. Not just physical light, clarity, understanding, illumination. Because light is what makes things make sense. And darkness is confusion. So separating light from darkness is also separating order from disorder. And those boundaries hold everything in place. Then the tale continues, the earth emerges, plants appear, already complete. Creation doesn't experiment, it arrives finished. But within that, cycles are already there. Seed becomes fruit, fruit becomes seed. The end is already inside the beginning. Then come the stars, not as rulers, but as markers. They measure time, they do not control it. It shifts our attention away from what seems powerful to what actually organizes things. Even philosophy begins this way, by noticing patterns and asking why they hold. Then comes humanity, placed at the end. Everything is prepared first, the world arranged, filled, ordered. Then humans appear within it. Part of it, but not entirely, because they carry something else. They are made in the image of the divine, not physically, but in the mind. The ability to think, to perceive, to reach beyond what is visible. And that creates a tension. Because humans are not one thing. They are divided, capable of clarity and confusion, order and disorder. And that division becomes visible almost immediately. The story shifts. The garden appears, not as a place but as a structure. The trees represent qualities, life, knowledge. And the serpent is not just a creature. It is pleasure, persuasive, working through the senses. And once the senses are engaged, the mind follows. That's where the change happens. The part meant to guide becomes influenced, and from there everything goes downhill, not the world itself, but how it is lived in. Ease becomes effort, clarity becomes confusion, the structure remains, but alignment is lost. And still Philo doesn't stop there. It returns to something simple. God exists. God is one. The world is created. It is unified, and it is cared for. Not just beliefs, but ways of seeing. Because if the world is created, it has meaning. If it is cared for, it is not indifferent. And if you are part of it, then you are inside that structure, trying to understand it, trying to align with it. Not completely, but enough to keep moving toward it. Because the pattern is not given all at once. You notice it, piece by piece. And maybe that's the point. Not to fully grasp it, but to keep seeing more of it. That's all for today. Please subscribe for more contents like this. For the full audiobook, please check the link in the description.